Okay, so we're just gonna share our like why we're a coach, why do you want to be on a team cup, and why do you need this to work, sort of thing. So, Eileen, will you start us off?
Yes. Um,
Everybody, she was being quiet. Sorry.
okay, so repeat your question.
Okay, so first tell us why you became a coach, and then what's your why now? Like,
Oh,
I'm sure
okay.
it's changed a little. So
Yeah.
why was it? What was your why back then? Just to give us a little reference, and then what is it now?
Okay, so I've been coaching for about 16-ish months, and I became a coach originally because I wanted the discount. I started as a discount coach, but that only lasted for like a couple weeks, and then I decided that I wanted to like actually coach after I saw my results of my first 21-day fix. And so then I like started actively coaching. But when I first started, my why wasn't necessarily like a why for coaching. It was basically because I did not like myself, and I was at like a size 18 wearing sweatpants, refusing to buy size 20s, and like was looking at my 5-month-old daughter and just decided like I refuse to be the person that shows her that like body shaming is okay and that not loving yourself is okay. And I couldn't expect her to not think that if I didn't think that myself. And so that was really like a huge motivator for me. Also, just that like I was kind of stuck like in this generational cycle of all the women in my family look the same. Everybody, it's just like a, well, this is the way we are. And that just angered me so much that, and I'm like the kind of person to just go against the grain because I freaking can. And so for me, it was like, I'm not going to look like all of the other women in my family, like physically. And so I did like in the first 3 months lost like 27 pounds and got down to like a size 8. And for me, like that was massive. That was something I had not ever been able to accomplish before. And so just what I felt and how that just impacted my life in such a positive way in so many different areas, like, and I was coaching along that point as well, just made me realize that I don't know what I would do in my life without coaching. And not just because of like financial reasons, like partly it was financial reasons, but mainly because like I had lost who I was and I felt like I didn't really have a purpose anymore, and coaching kind of gave that to me. And I know like how lonely I was and how much I just did not like where I was at in life before. And I didn't realize that I didn't have to live the rest of my life that way until Becca like kept reaching out to me. And I realized like I don't want other women to feel that way for the rest of their life. And if I can like do what Becca did for me for just like one person, for many more than one person at this point, that like it's worth doing it. And so that's kind of why that was my why for a really long time. Just that. And then now, like more recently, I mean, I'm kind of at the point of trying to figure out on a deeper, like more strategic coaching level, like building my husband and um, rank advancing myself and my team, mainly just for how it will benefit my team and like the women on my team who are financially needing to do this for their families. And like I know for me, where my husband and I are at financially, it's like I'm tired of being on public assistance. And I freaking spent all morning dealing with stupid DHS office and food stamps and WIC office because they're just stupid. And I wasted all of that time. Like, seriously, I could have been working on my business and I wasted all that time. And so, like, that was such a motivator, even just today, like for me to get myself organized and get myself set up for Team Cup. And really, like, I mean, I have my goals for Team Cup, but for me, like last Team Cup in January, I was very much so like, I want to win. But I realized that sometimes winning is not as important as just looking at priorities and setting things for like where you want to be down the road, like looking at the long game and not just like doing something just to win. So I kind of have redone how I'm going to do things over the next like 6 or so weeks, 7 weeks, mainly just to get my rank back because yeah, I may be a lifetime 1-star diamond, but I'm freaking sitting at emerald right now. Like my business center is a wreck. And so I'm just kind of using this to get myself like back to where I need to be. And that's just kind of where I'm at right now.
I love it. Have you ever gone live about either of those? So like I could totally see that being the first one about why you signed up as a coach, like the weight loss thing, and about I mean, I don't know that you could really talk about your family because that might be insulting to be like, I don't know, maybe, but just how you were like looking at your daughter and like, gosh, because that's so powerful. And I've read your post saying it and it's been powerful, but hearing you say it is like, again, and I've heard it how many times, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh man, sign me up.
Yeah.
Just curious. Like it might be worth going live again just because.
I think like sometimes, I don't know if I've ever gone live and talked about that. But I have posted about that. Like you said, and I've posted more in depth about, and I mean, like I didn't even just now mention like what changing my lifestyle did for my PCOS, depression, fertility, like my daughter's reflux, all of that kind of stuff. So, I mean, those are different things that I've covered in different posts, like call to action type posts.
Right. I think you should go live sometime.
Things like that. But
I think
I haven't really like gone live, mainly because I'm not exactly sure, like, with the way my posting has been and where my business has been the past several months, like I feel like if I just did that, it would be kind of like out of nowhere. And I don't know. I don't want it to just seem like that was not expected, you know? Yeah, I don't want it to seem like
live is weird because it notifies people and Facebook likes it because that's doing. So you might think about it, and I think people would be compelled. And you could just have some kind of catch. I'm just brainstorming because when just hearing you talk about it, I was like, dude, like I feel like a lot of people would be excited. And it's not like you have to even say anything at the end, like buy a challenge pack. You can just like share your story or whatever. But but
I mean, I guess I could talk about, you know, that and that being kind of why I started. And I mean, now, even though like I'm almost like I'm 31 weeks pregnant and I'm at the weight that I started when I started my very first 21-day fix. Right. But like, I guess I could just talk about like like where I'm at mentally. Yeah. Me and my first 2 pregnancies would have been freaking out the fact that here I'm 212 pounds and thinking, oh my gosh, like I have all this weight from baby number 1 and all this weight from baby number 2 and I'm never going to lose it and I'm always going to be overweight. But I'm not freaking out about that at all. Like, not at all. I have zero doubt in my mind because I've done it once before that like I can do it again and I'm going to even like do better than that. Yeah. And so I guess like I could talk about that and just the fact that I'm not freaking out about my extra pounds or whatever, the fact that things don't fit like they should or whatever else.
I just hearing where you came from, like feeling like the fact that you felt like you were always going to be like this and that this is just the way life is. I think that relates to a lot of women who are moms, who are our age or older, who are just like, this is it. I mean, right? Tina's shaking her head. So that's just food for thought. And then the other thing is this one might sting a little, but one day sharing openly live or something about that frustration about the WIC office, like that stuff. Because there's a lot of people that are silently embarrassed that they're on public aid and they don't want to be. Like, they're not just like, woohoo, food stamps, right? Like, they're really embarrassed about it, and they're what'd you say?
But I used to be like, I didn't even want to use my card in front of people.
Yeah. So to know that, like, dude, this girl, like, and it doesn't, and I think it's cool too, and I'm being challenged by this too. Like, a lot of times as a coach, we think that we have to already have achieved the goal. Like, we already have to have arrived to be able to share about it. And that's something that I'm learning, like, no, like for Eileen, it's like, well, she's not off public aid, so she can't sit here and go,
I'm far from off of public aid.
Like Stephanie, how Stephanie Davies, she shares about how she used to be and now look at her, right? But I'm sure she was sharing all along, like, I'm gonna be off of it. This business is gonna take me there. Like, kind of casting a vision for your followers and for your team that, like, get on the train. That's where we're going. And you kind of have to have that faith before anybody else deal. But hearing you talk about it,
I've kind of talked about it a little bit. I think maybe once or twice in the whole 16 months I've mentioned something about that.
Hello? Is that you, Elizabeth?
Hello? This is Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi.
You're just on your phone, so we couldn't see your face. We were like, who is it?
But I think I've shared about that like one or two times, but by no means am I like, I'm not a super prideful person, and by no means am I like ashamed of where I'm at, because I mean, it's just pointless to be. But at the same time, like with public assistance, so many people look at it in such a negative way, or that it's like everybody's leeching off the system, or, oh, you need to get off your butt and get a job, like all of that kind of stuff. And like for me, people look at me like when I was like super excited when our food stamps went down $66 a month, because for me, like that meant I was making money to get us getting like less public assistance. And so people just don't look at it that way. They're either like, get off, and like, I don't want to hear you talk about it, or they're like, why would you ever want to get off of it?
Yeah. But there's people like you out there.
I'm like,
just having that voice and shedding that light. I think that I even just hearing you talk about it when you were like talking about how motivated it made you this morning, I'm like, yeah, like I'm like excited for, like, I mean, it did something in me, so I feel like it would do something in a lot of people, and they would be like, okay, tell me about this thing. What's this coaching thing about? So I just want to say, Lisa, right now we're just taking turns sharing why we became a coach, and like, why do we want this to work, or like why. And I know that you probably did just share that in your About Me, because I remember reading it. But it's just good to hear from each other and stuff for this Team Cup and everything. So anyway, do you want to do video, Lisa, or are you unable?
I just was late to the party, so it looks like I had to download an app, and I thought this was easier to just call.
Yeah, no, you're right. You do have to download an app. Okay, that's fine. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, I'll go next. So let's see. Why did I become a coach? So I became a coach strictly at first. It was just because, oh my gosh, there's kids on my porch. sorry. I became a coach at first because I think just mostly because of accountability. Like I knew that if I was just going to do this fitness program that I would probably quit because I'd done Beachbody programs before and they worked for me, but I always ended up quitting or gaining the weight back or whatever. So I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it for real. And I also, well, there was another reason. How have I forgotten? I know, because I needed something for myself because I was a stay-at-home mom of 2 and I had never been a stay-at-home mom. Like even after Elijah, I went back to work for a while, and with Lola, I wanted to go back to work and I got let go. So like I really missed that part of like the corporate world and the brain, using that side of my brain and working with a team. Like I needed something to pull me out of the darkness that I was in because I was kind of in like a depression and stuff at that time. So for me, it was like something to focus on that was positive, that gave me, it just gave me like this purpose, which sounds bad as a mom, like isn't being mom purpose enough, but I needed it. Like I needed something to do that. So the other piece was accountability. So that's why I initially started. And then I very quickly saw the other elements, like I didn't really think I could make money with this. Like I thought that I might be able to break even, but I thought, I don't think I could make money with this unless I become like really salesy. And so when I started to, about when I was hitting diamond and I started kind of getting that stable income, I was like, oh, and then just, hearing other people's stories who are very normal people making this eventually in a couple years, making it into like a full-time income. I was like, okay, so that became a reason for them. I want to be able to, like now, my why income-wise is like, I want to be able to retire my husband, not so he can sit on his butt. Like he doesn't want to retire, but I want to retire him so that he never has that pressure and he can do whatever he wants. Like he can write a book. Hey, Lisa, now you're on twice. I'm going to mute the phone one just in case. But anyway, so I want to be able to I just want him to be able to consult or write a book or go help people as much or as little as, so that's kind of where I'm at now. And then the other thing that evolved over time was people, like seeing people's transformations. Like I honestly did not know how much I would love that. Like I didn't know how rewarding it was when I signed up. Like I honestly wasn't like, I'm signing up to help people. I really wasn't. I was like, I need accountability and I need something for me. It was kind of selfish. And then very quickly it was like, oh, this is awesome. People are like totally transforming their lives and I get to be a part of that. So now that's like definitely a driving force, and beyond the physical or like the challengers, it's the coaches. Like watching Eileen like go through is like gets me high. Like I just love it. So anyway, so that's mine. So what about you, Cassie?
Well, so I just started coaching like, what was it, 2 months ago? Not even 2 months?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah. But the reason I started coaching was because I did the 21-day fix, and like a week and a half in, I had lost like 11 inches. And I just like felt amazing, and I like seriously wanted to help other people feel that way. I was like depressed. I was angry all the time. I was not happy with the way I looked in anything that I wore. Like I would avoid going out to like just anywhere that had a bunch of people because I was like, they're going to judge the way I look in these clothes, and I don't feel comfortable. And so I did. After that, I was like, oh, well, I want to help other people like feel the same way, because like if I can do it and like feel this great in a week and a half, like I can make other people feel that way. And if I can, then that's what I want to do. And so that's why I started coaching. Like now I need to just like focus back on that, because like I've been a little discouraged when like things aren't panning out how I had envisioned. I was like, oh yeah, I'm so excited about this and everybody's going to want to follow and I'm going to help so many people. And then like, it's been a slow start. So like, I'm just hoping that I can get back to focus on like why I started and really like just focus on that for this team cup and get going.
Can I ask you, I can't remember, did you do the new coach training?
I did.
Okay. Just making
Yeah.
sure. Sometimes people are like, they'll have issues and then I'm like, I find out that they didn't go through the new coach training and I'm like, oh, well, you should do that.
Yeah, I might like refresh and do it again, but I did on the TKO website
Okay.
and then through the 7-day coaching training that you
Perfect.
on the Facebook group.
Good. Because I know Tina is feeling that way too. I mean, she's like super brand new, but she's feeling that way too. She's like, everybody's saying no. You know what I mean? And that's
I know, well, like Amanda and I started at the same time and she's like doing awesome. And
Yeah.
like we did the training and all that at the same time. And I'm like, okay, like what am I doing wrong?
I know. And it might be like something where, I mean, there's so many variables, and honestly, a lot of it, it's just like random and time will help. But I
Right.
wonder too, sometimes I'm like, well, let's look at Amanda's messages and see if we can like, glean anything. Sometimes it's just luck or her warm market just might be a little bit like different, like warmer.
Right. Yeah. And like I've messaged her before, like we've talked about it. I'm like, what are you saying? Like, because people will like message me and like be interested in it. And then like they'll be like, oh, send me the info, send me the link. And then like they won't sign up or they won't like return my messages, which is like I'd rather you just say no than like ignore me. Because now I feel like but so it's like all these people are like, oh yeah, give me the info, send me the link, do all this, and then it just like literally goes nowhere. I'm like, what happened?
Do you follow up with them?
I have, yeah. And like sometimes they'll respond, or most of the time like they don't even say anything to my follow-up. So I'm like,
Jerks.
I know. It's like, or they'll be like, oh well, I've lost 60 pounds running, so I'm fine without doing what you're doing. Or I do like Jillian Michaels 30-day shred and I don't need to do your beach body.
Like, why do you have to do the information then?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I
just had my neighbor. She's like, will you come over and tell me about clean eating and teach me how to do all that? And I was like, oh yeah. And then I like told her about the workouts and all that. And she's like, oh, well, I do this other DVD. I'm like, she's like, I just wanted to know about your diet. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's normal. And eventually people, because what you have to focus on isn't necessarily our products, even though our products are awesome. It's you. Like, they're going to want to work with you and they're going to want the challenge group. That's what I've noticed. Like,
yeah.
Having that app group.
What I've really tried to sell is like, you're in this group and everybody's doing it with you. And
yeah.
But I mean, that's the only reason that I did it, because I had 4 gym memberships before I did Beachbody and didn't go one day. So
right. Yeah. So they'll come around when they're like, it's not working.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But it's just frustrating that it's like not going how I envisioned, because I was super pumped and I'm like all excited because it worked so well for me. And then,
yeah.
But I mean, we'll get there.
Yeah. Do you listen or read to personal development?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Keep doing that.
Yep, I just bought a new one, Business Boutique or whatever. I saw someone in the group do that one. So with my Audible credit, I bought that one.
Nice. Let me know how it is. I think Melanie Mitro recommended it, the top coach, and then Shelly posted about it.
Yeah, I saw that someone posted, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll give this one a try.
Yeah. Okay, Tina, your turn. So why'd you become a coach? Why do you need this to work?
I became a coach first off because over the past couple of years I've gained like 20 pounds. And I do not like feeling that way because I've always been a pretty fit person. And so to gain that much weight and kind of out of nowhere, but I did find out I had autoimmune diseases, several. And I think the medication and stuff kind of messed with all that. But so I started because Suzanne mentioned, that you had this Beachbody thing that you were doing and that it worked for you. Maybe it would work for me, and that I could be a coach and do it at home. And right now, see, it's July, so we have 6 kids at home, and it would cost a fortune to send them to daycare. So I figured that would give me something I could do from home because I'm not the kind of person that can just sit around and do nothing.
Yeah.
I have to be doing something. So, but I'm awfully glad I started because just it's only been, I think, about a month, and just like the changes that I felt, and I have purpose, and the kids are happier because I'm happier, and I feel like I can do more with them, and
Yeah.
it's just so. And we just moved in with Suzanne because we were on public assistance, and we still weren't making it. And my husband he moves around a lot, or he'll lose a job, and we'll have to move again, and his income is more than mine when he does have a job, so that's why I do that. But I want to, for once, be the one bringing in the money so that if something like that happens again, well, we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
We really needed to work for that, for one, because I'm tired of having to move around a lot. And, I don't like depending on other people. I like being able to take care of my own and then just make everybody else happy,
Yeah.
And I'm happy when they're happy. So
I love it.
that's why I needed to work. So, and I'm almost back down to the size I was about a year ago. So just have a little bit more left to go, and I'll finally be back to my size when I met my husband.
That's
And
awesome.
so I'm going to be super excited. And I don't think I'm going to stop there, though. I think I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah. And eventually, you've been doing really good sprinkling those like non-scale victories, but eventually you're going to be brave enough to show. Have you shown any side-by-sides? I don't think you have.
of me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not yet.
One day you will, and people will be like, what?
I have noticed a difference because I had taken a photo of myself like when I was getting ready for the shower and just my bra and panties, so I won't show that one. But my other one's in a bathing suit, and I told my husband probably sometime this week I'm going to have him do that again, like take the picture of me in my bathing suit again, so that you can actually see the difference, because there is a significant difference, and that's just been in a month of. And really, the first 2 weeks it was just the Shakeology. And we were just walking. We weren't really doing any of the exercises, walking and swimming. And then so like the week after that, in the first week of doing the Brazil butt lift, though, I'd already lost, an inch and a half in my waist, which was amazing because it's taken forever to get anything to, come off.
So that's awesome. That'll be great to share, even though those words, like how you're saying it, that's really good. And I would encourage all of you to remember these things, like, because even like it's incredibly like an emotional roller coaster if you base your happiness of coaching on like success club points, or like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like an oxymoron, because like Team Cup is about success club points, right?
Yeah.
But really it's just about like growing yourself and being excited and doing more, getting outside your comfort zone and pushing yourself. But like I still fall into that trap, but I have to remember like all the different things I love about coaching and why I'm doing this. Okay, Lisa, I'm going to unmute you. Why did you become a coach? Why are you coaching? He's like, I don't know what I got myself into. Oh, wait.
Oh, no. Sure.
Hold on. I can't. Can you guys hear her?
I can't.
Okay, try again. Nope. What's going on? It might be something with your
I think
audio.
she's just breaking up.
Oh, she's just breaking up?
Because I think she's just breaking up. Say something again, Lisa.
Dang it.
My phone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think it's a connection issue.
Darn it. I'm so sad. I don't know what to do. I bet, yeah, it sounds like it's internet.
Oh no, I only have one bar.
Oh, there you are.
Now.
Now that I only have one.
Just like when you sat up like that, I could hear you better or something. Nope, can't hear you. Dang it. I don't know what it is. Do you want to call? Or you're going to find Nope, can't hear you. Nope. How sad. I don't know what the deal is.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird. There's like a little speaker button, and I turned it off.
Oh.
I had it on because I couldn't hear you guys as well I was playing around, and I pushed that button, and then I could hear you guys better.
Oh, nice.
So now you can hear me, but I can't hear you. Well, I'm still not 100% sure I want to be a coach. I like the idea of helping people. I don't like the idea of finding people to help.
Yeah.
I really enjoy encouraging other people. I really enjoy teaching people. I like being a leader. But finding people, and like, I'm not gonna be pushy, or I don't like salespeople, and I don't want to be one of those people that people unfriend me because I'm posting, sales stuff all the time, or that it's the only thing I ever talk about. So for me, like, I initially, became a coach because Amanda kept telling me she thought I would be good at it, and I figured, well, I could get the discount on the Shakeology, so was it gonna hurt? So that's kind of where I'm at. I would love if it works out and people join, that's awesome. And if they don't, that's okay too, and that's just where I'm at. I just finished my 7-day clean eating challenge on Facebook, the free one. And I had like tons of people interested and tons of people join. But then, like, nobody really participated. Nobody posted their pictures, or I even forgot to post Sunday's meal plan, and nobody even was like, hey, what are we eating tomorrow? So, like, that was kind of clear to me that nobody was following it. So that was kind of like, okay, well, I don't want to put all this work into this and then people not be responsive kind of thing,
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear us?
Yes, you're just really quiet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's so funny that Amanda kept saying that, because I was saying that too. I was like, who's the girl?
That's what she said you said too. So
yeah. Well, and I think that people who are salesy don't do very well in this business. Like, people, especially now that there's so many MLMs, like, it's kind of inundated. So I feel like if you're like that, it's like a quick, like, oh gosh, here we go. You know what I mean?
right.
And I can add to that. My husband is a salesman, sort of, for helicopter. And he said that the guy that's teaching him told him that you should sell emotion, not necessarily a product, but like the emotion that people would feel with, like feeling the product.
Can you say that again?
Yeah, my husband, he's a helicopter sales, so his boss told him to sell like the emotion, like their sort of feeling of it, I guess, instead of actually selling the product, like sell on emotion, and that seems to help them sell better when they do that, instead of, so people are going to want to buy from someone who isn't salesy before they'll buy from someone who is salesy, because a salesy person won't sell the emotion of the product, like how people feel.
Story. Yeah.
Yeah. They're just going to, try to push the product on you. So he says, don't sell the product, like sell the emotion.
Well, and what was eye-opening for me was Carl like, the whole reason that Beachbody ever got coaches, like, was the story of it is so powerful, because it's like they were a great infomercial company. They still kind of are. Yeah. And they didn't, like, the products speak for themselves. The products are awesome. They're not going anywhere. They're not a quick fad, like get skinny quick. And so they were great. But what they realized was that people were buying the product. So they were making money. They didn't need coaches because they wanted to make more money. They wanted coaches because they were finding that people were buying Insanity, buying P90X, whatever, and then they were quitting the program, or they were like doing it for 3 months and then they weren't really making it a lifestyle change, so they were gaining it back. And so what they found was missing was, so Shakeology was fine, that was good, but what they were missing was accountability and like a coach, like somebody. So they said that's why they started that, and they didn't want people who were like experts. They wanted people who were just coming alongside, hey, I've done this already, and to kind of like hold their hand and do it with them and just be really real. And so that's, to me, it's like, that's awesome. Like, that's so cool because, well, anyway, and then somebody, I think it was Carl, I don't know, like recently said, so then we got all these coaches and it's awesome and blah, blah, blah. He goes, but now kind of one of the trends that's happening in a lot of MLMs, but it's trickling into Beachbody too, is that people are kind of becoming infomercials. Like, you don't want to just be an infomercial on your Facebook page because nobody. So I don't know if you've ever paid. Like, I have a lot of like Rodent and Fields, and no, like, I'm not like dissing your product at all. I don't know, but like I have a lot of Rodent and Fields. I have a lot of MLM friends on my Facebook feed, and yeah, I never want to. Like, I'm never compelled to talk to them because it's just like a picture of the product, and it's like, buy this right now, you know what I mean? And I'm like, like, no, I don't want that on my Facebook. So,
well, and even my friend, she does Plexus,
okay,
and she does do more of like the emotion and like, I love how this makes me feel and yada yada yada, but it's like 3 times a day that she's posting about this, and I'm like, come on, like, because I tried Plexus once and it didn't do anything for me because it doesn't have what Beachbody has. It doesn't have anything for fitness. It doesn't have anything for accountability. It doesn't give you food plans. It just tells you to drink this pink drink and you're going to lose weight and feel better. And that doesn't work.
yeah.
Well, I have a friend that does Plexus too, and her posts turn me off because she like bashes other products in her Plexus post. And I'm like, no, like, I would never do that. Like, what works for you might not work for me, but I don't believe in drinking a drink and losing weight. Like, I want to work for it.
Yeah.
But like, when she's like, she posts something, she's like, oh, you can't outshake, you can't outrun, you can't outdo whatever gut health. And I'm like, okay, like, that just turned me off.
Well, and I also want to add too that like with at least with our training and like Beachbody and stuff as coaches, we're to provide value to people all the time. So I kind of look at it like that, like instead of just thinking, okay, 80% of my posts are going to be, this is still true, like 80% of my posts should be like not about Beachbody, right? And maybe 20% is like a coaching thing, not like come be a coach, join me, but just like, sprinkling coach lifestyle or health and fitness or whatever. And then 80% because it's a part of my life. But then what I really like have learned is it's more about adding value all the time. And so even if it's a picture of my kids or something funny that like how am I adding value to the world? Like, how am I adding value to people instead of just posting randomly? It's like ordinary things that happen throughout my day, but I just think of it in terms of like, how can this make somebody smile? How can this make somebody feel related to? Like, yeah, my toddler does this too, or whatever, you know what I mean? Just like real life. How can this make someone, maybe it is a motivational type thing or a tip or whatever, but a lot of times I use humor a lot, or just like people not feeling alone. and stuff like that. And so all of that to me is being a coach. So like my whole social media is being a coach, but it's through like different avenues. Like tonight I asked like, has anyone ever forgotten their anniversary? And like, it's to be funny but it happened. It just happened to me and my husband. And like, we're going to be married for 9 years and we have 3 kids. So it's like, just relating to people and like, that's how you're going to, I know like you don't want to go out and find those people, Lisa. I don't either. Like, I don't want to find them as in like, I'm hunting people down and I'm dragging people with me. Like, that's not what I ever want to do. I want it to be like, this is who I am and this is what I'm doing. And it's fun. And I'm going to attract the people that I want, like that, like me, like they're like digging my vibe or whatever. And that's what's so cool to me. And sometimes that does take me having to find new friends, which sounds bad, but like finding really like I would have never met Ashley, who's a coach on our team. And we are like, so like have so many funny things together. And she is we had a mutual friend and I invited that mutual friend to a clean eating group. And that girl, Elizabeth, invited her friends or like posted about it or something. And so Ashley got in it. And so then we became Facebook friends. And then it was like another group I did like planks challenge. And so she got in on that. And then eventually it was a Shakeology challenge, like a 5-day. And she was like, okay, I want to do. So like, I'm like, gosh, I'm so glad I did that clean eating group because I never would have become friends with her. You know what I mean? Or just adding people that I have like mutual friends with in common that look like I would enjoy them, like I would genuinely want to be friends with these people. And then we become friends. So it's kind of fun. Like whether or not they ever buy anything or become a coach, like it's just more fun, I think, to like, I don't know, meet people that make you laugh. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah,
I will say that I joined some working mom Facebook groups, and so I've met some friends from that have like been adding to my Facebook, and so like it's kind of fun because they'll like comment on my stuff for coaching, and then I'll comment on theirs for whatever they're selling. Like I have one, I told her she was going to be my new best friend because she sells wine. Like, I didn't even know that was a possible thing. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but I think we're besties now.
Cassie's leaving us.
To go sell wine. But no, it's just like when you join groups like that, like I found that you just like meet people that have common interests with you, and then you just add them from having conversations on what they post about their struggles being a mom that has a job and kids and
right. Yeah. And I just try to think of it too. Like, I'm not trying to convince anybody. Like, yeah, I think it's amazing and it's going to be awesome for you, but like, you have to want it, like,
yeah.
I'm not going to do anything for you if you don't do anything with it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I've had that happen before. Like, looking back, like to my first year of coaching, I think that there were a few people that were not ready, and I don't think I pressured them, but I could have done a little bit more asking questions, like, like deeper. At least then maybe they would have been ready. I don't know. Like they would have gotten real with themselves. But anyway, well, usually like when someone is interested in like Shift Shop, for example, I give them a little bit like, this is what Shift Shop is, explain the program. And then I say, before I give them cost or like exactly what it comes with, I'll say, hey, I'm going to give you all the details. But first, can you tell me, I always ask, what are your goals for health and fitness this year? And what do you currently struggle with? And that's helped a lot because half the time they haven't even thought about it. And so they think about it and they're like, what is my goal? Like, why do I want to do this? And then I'm able to answer, okay, I almost always recommend the All Access Challenge Pack because it's the best value and usually it's the best plan for them. But then I'm able to like I have a basic template, but then I'm able to like answer solve their problems with it. You know what I mean? Like Like if they tell me that their interview sucks, then I can make sure and highlight that with Shakeology. Like it comes to the month of Shakeology, which gives you so much, you know. So anyway, okay, well, our time's almost up, but so we didn't really, I guess let's just end with briefly, like, so Eileen's talked about already, like her personal goal of what she wants to do in her business for August. And so it doesn't have to be like, I want to hit success, you know, a certain amount of Success Club points, although it can be, but also just like, what's one or two things for August that you want to get better at, or you want to, or it can be a specific goal. But for like Lisa, I'm thinking like, she's like, well, I'm not even sure. So like what I'm trying to think of, like, what could be a goal for you for August? Like maybe, I don't know, did you ever do the training, the 7-day group training?
I looked at it a little, but not really. But here's the thing. I'm a teacher, and I'm at a new school and a new class. And so I'm not going to have a lot of Team Beachbody goals for August. I mean, like, I'd love to hit Success Club, but I also am starting a new job, and it's going to be kind of crazy. Yeah. I mean, I'll be meeting a lot of new people that I can share with them about what I'm doing. And that would probably be my goal to, step out of my comfort zone, and even these people that I don't know, and I don't know if they're like on the junk food train, or, you know, I don't know anywhere about them, but that I would be able to, you know, step out and tell them about what I'm doing, how much I love it.
And you could just make that like, okay, you know, like 10 people I'm going to share, or like 1 out of 3 people. Cause you know, not everybody you're going to like, it might be awkward or whatever, but you could be like 1 out of 3 people I meet. Just kind of give yourself some kind of something to aim for. And I could even see that, like, if they're like, oh, how was your summer or something, then you can, that's like a doorway to be like, it was great. I did this vacation and this. And also, you know, I don't know. I'm just like thinking off the top of my head how you could, or just, what you do, like talking about the shift shop or whatever. Are you doing shift shop? Yes, you are. Mm-hmm. Like talking about that, because I do find that a lot of people who go like back to school time, for moms especially, are like, it's like crazy, but then they're also kind of like rethinking things. Like it's almost like a new year, like for people, like in a way. And so, but you have that niche of teachers, because you know, like teachers don't get to eat, like their breaks are just like, so you being able to kind of like shed some light on how you do it, or like, you know, that'll be great. Okay. Anybody else? Tina, you got any goals, or what do you think?
Yes, I have several actually that I'm
okay.
Because I'm not real familiar with like social media. I mean, I've been on it for several years, and I'm like up there with all those other people as far as it was my generation, you know, and all that. But at the same time, I'm just not used to it, because I'd gotten away from it. When we were in Oklahoma, I worked all the time, you know, while my husband took care of the kids. And so I've gotten out of the habit of talking to people and making new friends. And so one of my goals is to make more of those friends, you know, get back into, because I'm a very talkative person. So I kind of like having more than one person to talk to. So if somebody's not available, I have someone else I can talk to, or, you know, so on. So I want to make more meaningful relationships, and I'm hoping that will help as far as like reaching other people with the Beachbody thing. Yeah. I want to get more familiar with talking to people about Beachbody, you know, because I don't want to like feel like that I'm coming at them with that or whatever. Like I want to be able to sort of work up to that, I guess. And so it takes time, especially because I'm making new friends and everything. I do want to hit Success Club for sure. And so I think my plan for that is just to talk to more people. And you know, and I guess keep doing that instead of doing the average. I think that I had when I listened to them talk about how to make $2,000 in a month within the 6 months or whatever. You had to talk to about 3 to 5 a day, and then you had to sign at least 10 people up, and 3 of them had to be coaches, even if one of those 3 coaches were just for the discount or whatever. That's
Right. And to sign 10 people up means you got to talk to a lot of
a
people.
lot of people. And so, yeah, so I'm like, I'm going to try to go above that number.
Yeah.
You know?
And for you, that means you, like, starting from the beginning, you have to add, you have to make
Yes,
one,
I
then you have
think
to
I've
build
added
it.
like probably over 100 and something people. You know, if they have a family member or they have a friend that's a mutual friend, and I kind of know them, I've added them, and then I've actually gotten in touch with people I haven't talked to in years because I've done that. But I have probably about 100 new friends,
That's awesome.
and that's what I've been trying to, I guess, you know, finally like start reaching out to them.
Yeah, and I think if you go into those conversations with the mindset that I'm making a new friend or I'm reconnecting with a friend, they're going to add value to me just as much as I'm going to add value to you. Yeah, I do have this awesome solution in several forms that could help their life, but it might not be for them. It might not come up, and that's not what, like, ultimately you're not doing
Right.
it to hit, you know what I mean? Then you're
Yeah.
going to be great. It's going to be genuine, and it's going to, you know, if it comes up,
That's what I'm hoping for, anyways. And I did have a question. Like, I see these folks, several women especially, that talk about being stay-at-home moms and then, you know, or having to work 2 or 3 jobs, and some of them being single moms even. Like, how do you approach them about the Beachbody coaching? You know, considering they probably don't make a lot of money anyways. Like, how do you approach them and say, hey, you know, it's a little bit of money you have to put forward, but it's worth it, you know, if you just do it. Like, how do you approach people?
So they're like actively posting? They're like posting, like, well, like, what kind of relationship do you have? I guess it would depend, like, where you're at with them.
Some of them I know, you know, not like we were best friends or anything, but like I might have known them from a previous job, or, you know.
Yeah, I would just be like,
different
hey,
friends.
I would just be like, hey, girl, I don't know if this is for you, but I noticed, or, you know, I know you're struggling, or I know you're feeling stuck, or whatever whatever the inclination is that you would want to reach out, and then just be like, I've been doing this. I just started doing this online coaching thing. And a lot of people have had success where eventually they're not right off the bat, but they're eventually able to make it a full-time income, not having to work full-time hours.
Right.
Would you want me to throw you in a 3-day sneak peek real quick to see if it's a good fit for you? Like something like that. Like people, a lot of times I get a lot of yeses for, I just don't invite enough, but for coaching, because it's a more like flattering thing than, hey, do you want to do this weight loss challenge? Like,
Yeah.
I think you're fat. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
But like, so yeah, just being honest, like you're genuinely caring about this person and you want to help, and hey, no pressure, but do you just want to see if it might be a good fit? Because then it's like you're just throwing them in this group and adding them and welcoming in there, and they can check out the information and see. Or Courtney and I are going to do a webinar next Thursday night, so that's something you can be inviting to. Like, come check it out, see what you think, ask your questions, and if it's not for them, you know what I mean?
And this is on Thursday?
Yeah, August 3rd.
August 3rd, okay.
7 Central, so 8 Eastern, I think. It'll be recorded too, so if you like it, you can send it. If you're like, that sucked, then send a different one. So yeah, what about you, Cassie? Any goals?
Oh, I was on mute. Well, I guess my goal would be for August, I would like to hit Success Club. So I'm going to work on that. I do notice that, like, when I reach out to people, like, in messages, like, they respond better, or they'll want, like, me to add them to the groups or the Shakeology groups and that stuff. So I feel like I've already talked to everybody that I, like, sort of keep tabs with, like, on a daily basis, or, like, at least every week or so. So I'm going to have to just message people that I haven't talked to in a while and just be like, hey, see if they're interested, or invite them to I don't know. I guess the challenge group is over, but like to invite to.
Oh no, yeah, you can still be inviting them. You can always be inviting, yeah. Because
Okay.
like we're getting ready to wrap up July, but August will start in like a couple weeks.
I just added 3 people to July's group.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't, some coaches like do a cutoff. I don't ever really.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
I do.
So I'm always inviting or opening, like I will always let people in.
Yeah, I will let people in, but I say there's a cut. Like I have a cutoff, and I'll say like this is if you want to get it on time. Like if you want to be with everybody else, which I think is the best, this is the last call. But sure, someone comes to me and they're like, "Well, I want to start right now." And
yeah, exactly. Like I usually give people the chance. Like like Becca said. I guess I said that wrong. Like Becca said, like I always give a cutoff date or like say, oh, I only have say 3 spots left or 2 spots left or whatever, just because that automatically like builds a sense of urgency with people. Otherwise, like if there's no deadline, people just procrastinate and never commit. But then I just know like my own rule of thumb is I really don't have a cap on my group number or anything like that. And then when I do get people that want to join like later on, that want to join like past maybe the first 5 days of a brand new group, then I just give them the option of saying, hey, I can, we can kind of catch you up together really quick and I can go over some things with you. And you can jump in this month, or, you can go ahead and order your challenge pack. We can get you set up. And then, this is the date my next group starts as far as like a full pre-week and things like that. And I don't think I've ever had anybody be like, oh, let me order my challenge pack and then wait 3 weeks. So, yeah.
Hey, Kathy, did you watch, that I should send this to Lisa too maybe, but did you watch that video? I think I sent it to you with that girl with pink hair.
Yeah, I saw some of it. I have to sit down and make time to watch the whole thing. It was like 45 minutes, so
it's long, but you should watch it because she tells you. I just started doing it this morning, but she gives you it's just one part of your power hour that she focuses on, and it's connecting. So it's not even inviting people. I mean, she does touch on that for like after they respond or whatever, but she does a really good job of being like, it's just like when she says it, I'm like, oh yeah, that didn't sound icky at all. And like, she's just connecting with people. And so she talks about 3 different groups. Her first one is like her recent ads, like people that she recently became friends with. And it was just like a quick, like, anyway, she goes into it. So I like took notes.
Yeah. Tomorrow's my day off, so I'll watch it during nap time.
Yeah, it was very helpful. Like I was like, okay, yeah, I could do this. And I don't know why am I just figuring this out 2.5 years into the business? But it was helpful because I think sometimes like we think like, oh, I have to invite you. Like when you said, well, I need to start inviting people that I don't talk to that much. While that can be okay, sometimes I can, like now, I did that in the beginning, but there wasn't all these MLMs then. And like, it was icky. Like it just was different. Now it's like, gosh, I get messages all the time from people and they're just so clearly copied and pasted and so not genuine about their business or whatever. And I'm like, stop it. But I don't know if that helps, but just like, not saying that you would be like that. I'm just saying like that call helps you. How do you build relationships with people and like get to know them? And if they're not your person, then you move on. Like they're not you're trying to help anyway. Not that we don't want to help everybody, but like you're on this earth to help certain people. You know what I mean? And Lisa's on this earth to help certain people. And so like, I'm not here to reach everybody and I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea and I'm not going to be able to help them the best. And
like I'll do that with like people that I don't really talk to. Like if they like one of my fitness posts, I'll just message them and be like, hey, thanks for liking my post.
Okay.
And so like starting it out that way, but I haven't really like dug deep into doing that.
Yeah, and I kind of like what Becca was saying, things that she used to do that she found that worked before.
Uh-oh. Did she freeze?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Is everybody frozen?
You were.
No. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now
Yeah.
I was frozen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You said things that used to work.
So, I don't know what. Yeah, and I'm finding that now that there are more like MLM companies, I am receiving like tons of "Hey girl" messages, and I'm not even gonna lie. If I see the first few words as "Hey girl" or "Hey lady" or something like that, I don't even open it. So I've actually stopped sending like "Hey girl" messages, and I like am just trying to like encourage people to, how would you start a conversation with somebody? Like if you were to just message them about whatever, like that's kind of how you would start a conversation with them. Like even if you were inviting them or something like that. And I've actually found that I've had more success being, like authentic to the relationship that I have with them versus just like a typical "Hey girl" message. And I've just started doing that in the past couple weeks, and I've noticed that I have more people respond back to my messages versus just seeing that they saw them and then never responding back.
Yeah, because people can pick up on like, are you being real? Are you being yourself?
Yeah.
But okay, so I want to wrap it up with, well, I don't know. I guess we can kind of decide. So Lisa and Tina, we're on the same team, Natalie and Amanda. So I didn't write down your goals, but I need to, so that we can just like check in. So my goals are going to be, I think my goals, like I do like to hit Success Club 10 before the 10th. That's like always my goal. Because it makes me feel good. Like it makes me like feel like, whoo, cool, got it. And then I can like extras, great. You know what I mean? It just makes me whatever. But then I think more than that for August for me is kind of more like Eileen. Like for me, it's, I want to get my morning routine down. Lisa, I think you have a morning routine, don't you? Like a devotional time and stuff like that. And like, I am so off base with that. Like I need to have like some like quiet time, prayer, like listen to personal development and read. Because I was in a really good habit of listening to personal development when I drove Lola to preschool, but that was months ago. And now it's like so hit or miss, and there's always somebody whining or crying. So I'm like, I need time by myself. So my goal for August is to like make it like a habit where like I have a morning routine and I'm doing those connections too in the morning. I need to be focused. Like there's just certain things, like a lot of things on the Power Hour to-do list, like checking into my challenge group, checking into my team page, posting on Facebook, adding friends, like all that stuff I can do in my sleep. I can do it 5 seconds at the doctor's office with my kids screaming. I can do it all the time. But like messaging someone about their life and like connecting and building that relationship, like I can do it with my kids around, but I'd rather like at least start it. Like I'd rather at least have some focused time, and that way I can have a lot of unplugged time too and not be on my phone and not be like responding. So that's my goal for August, is to be consistent about building more relationships, like new relationships, if that makes sense. And then I'm thinking I would think for our team goal, because I think Tina, Lisa, Natalie are all 3 new coaches and have not hit Success Club. So for me, the goal would be 5, 10, 15, 20, like 30 points, 25 to 30 points between the 5 of us. So, because that would mean, well, I guess you can't really hit Success Club 5 anymore. It has to be 6 because nothing's 1 point. So it'd be 6, 18, 24. Yeah, still be 30. 30 plus 35, something like that. That'd be fun. That's a good goal. Anyway, Eileen, do you have any for your
Yeah, I was gonna ask, because I like doing that too, and giving myself like certain deadlines throughout the month. Is I like because I'm going to try to hit Success Club in mine and my husband's business center because I run his business center.
Mm-hmm.
So I've kind of strategically placed out like certain dates that I want to sign coaches under my business center or customers and under his. And so I was going to ask Cassie, like, if she, like, I know she wants to hit Success Club this month, like that's kind of her goal. So like, do you, like, if you have to think of, like, to think about it, like, I would just encourage you to like split the month into like sections and be like, okay, by, say for instance, such and such date, like the 8th of the month, I want to at least be at Success Club 2. And then like, you know, the 16th at least be at Success Club 4 or something like that, to where you're kind of like giving yourself milestones to hit, to where like by a certain date in the month, you've already hit Success Club, and anything beyond that is just like awesome bonus.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I'll message you more, and you can help me come up with the game plan.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I was gonna start like a message thread for our 5.
Okay.
What?
Yeah,
Becca?
that's a good idea. I was going to suggest that we each have our different 5 pods. I'm going to be posting
Yeah.
on the team page every day leading up to the August Team Cup, like something, like a ramp up to Team Cup that Christina Delgado's doing. That's really good. But then, like, yeah, if we could have our own like message threads of just our team, and you guys can come up with a team name. I mean, I named you when I registered you, but you can come up with your own fun name. I think you guys are boss babes, I think.
Yeah.
And we're newbies +1. I thought it was funny. But anyway, I like to say like help at least, well, I try to say help 2 people a week. But if you're brand new, I would say try to just have the mindset of like every week I'm going to try to help 1 person get going.
Yeah, and the thing is like, even if you just had the goal of trying to help 1 person every single week, there are like 5 weeks in the month of August. So,
Yeah.
you know, like you have to think, and not just that, like there are 5 bonus weeks. So like there are 5 Beachbody bonus weeks in the month of August, which that's what I go by.
If money drives you at all, then you want to be thinking about, like, if you are shooting for like Success Club 10, or you're helping 5 people, or you're thinking, or you're just doing really well and surprising yourself. Like, let's say Lisa goes to school and like 3 people are like, yeah, okay, let's do this. You know, you just never know. Then that's when you want to start. You also can think about, well, some people think about it before that, but thinking about Emerald, because if you're Emerald, which is 2 coaches under you, and you hit Success Club 10, then you're going to be getting free. You get free leads for hitting Success Club 6, but you get, when you hit Success Club 10, you get free leads and you get paid leads. So it's like someone who orders Shakeology or a challenge pack off of Without a Coach, like Beachbody.com or infomercial, you're going to get them as a customer and that commission. So that's just kind of fun. And so anyway, you get those people for Success Club 6 if you're an Emerald, but if you're 10, you get the commission. If you're not, you just get them, and then the next time they order, you get commission, if that makes sense. So that's kind of always like an incentive to me. If someone's at like, if you're going to hit Success Club 10, it's like, you know, be an Emerald so you can pay, so you get extra money, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Any other final thoughts or questions before we get off?
Get me to go to bed so I can get up and work out.
Yeah, me too. I'm supposed to be getting up at 5.
Yeah, how did your power hour go this morning, Becca?
Well, watch my live video.
I watched it.
Oh, I didn't, on your regular page? I got caught up on all the team page videos.
Oh, no, I hit my alarm like 55 times, and I got up at 5:30. So that wasn't too bad. But then Lucy was up, which is not normal. Like she was like clingy and fussy, and so I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like trying to do personal development, and it wasn't It was not good. Finally got her settled. 6 o'clock, Lola comes downstairs. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why is this happening? And normally I'm in bed, and so she doesn't ever get up that early, but if she gets up at like 6:30, she just comes and checks in with me, and then she goes downstairs and gets herself dressed and eats a little something, and I put a show on for her. Well, this morning I was like, I'll put a show on for you, and she's like, nah, like whiny and just terrible. And I was like, this is the worst day ever. Like, oh my gosh, I was trying to start my day like zen, like this. It was awful. I sent one message. I got one message out, and I was like, I was so upset, so mad. And then I was like, okay, well, we're getting ready for kindergarten because I'm at a year-round school, Lisa, or Elijah is. So he started kindergarten last week, which I kind of like, to be honest, because he hasn't regressed as much. But anyway, so whatever. But I was able to eventually like get my power. It didn't take me very long at all to do my power hour. I just did it. I think it was less than an hour, and I was like, oh, I did everything on my power hour. And then it wasn't until 2 p.m. that I worked out. So whatever. Well, tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah.
But, all right, guys. Well, yeah, we'll start those message threads, and then just make sure you try to check into the team page every day. So if you just do it every day, Eileen, then you just have the 1 or 2 posts instead of like 7 posts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the
Well,
team, which
yeah.
team?
Yeah, Fit Boss United.
Okay, I was just making sure that's the right one.
Yeah. So, all right.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night. Bye.